Linnell, I want to get into some of the kids faring well. This is the dream for Bill, though. This is why we all fell in love with him in training camp into the preseason. We've always said he can hit the home run. I didn't think he had that kind of finishing speed, end of play speed, where he was going to run away from the entire Cowboys defense. But he's got the wiggle and he's twitchy and he's got a club in the bag Chris Rodriguez doesn't have. How about a 72-yard house call? I don't even remember. It's got to be Adrian Peterson from 90. Like, that does not happen for these teams. It's got to be the broken plays where a guy gets through the line of scrimmage and, like, runs into the wall. Everyone stops playing. They come out the other side. This was an outside zone. He hit the hole perfectly. He ran away from the secondary. There's only one guy on this roster, and frankly, there's only one guy on this roster over many years that has been able to do that. That was awesome.
Yeah, and credit to Treylon Burks, credit to Connolly, Sennett, all throwing key blocks on that. But to your point, in a season from hell, Bill Croskey-Merritt has been quite the development. And I know it hasn't been linear in terms of his development. He's had ups and downs with the fumbles and, the inconsistencies in pass pro, which I thought he was actually pretty good in pass pro yesterday as well, too. He is just there's something there with that. I don't know, Grant, if he's the long-term RB1. I don't know if he's the RB1 next year. But there's something there with that, and I want to see more. I'm very intrigued. And it just seems like, and I listen to him every week with you guys, he just seems like a good kid. Like, he's a good dude, he's battled through some adversity, and for him to do that on Christmas, and I know his whole fam was watching, like, that's what football is about.
This is how you know I'm getting old, because forever I was interviewing players that were older than me, and then I was interviewing my peers, and now I'm interviewing, in Bill's case, a guy that's like 15 years younger than me, which is bad. But, like, he is a sweet boy.
Yeah, he's just a good dude, man. Like, he's a good dude.
Dude, he comes on with us, Linnell, and he gets off the phone, and, like, Darius and I will just be like, what a nice guy.
Yep.
Like,
love that about him. Love hearing the stories about Cousins.
Root for him.
Love hearing it all. And the other thing that gets me with him is, and maybe casual fans, when you're watching, you don't pick this up, there's a joy that he plays with too, man. Like, he's always cheesing. Like, he got the ball knocked out of his hands yesterday. I think it was by Trayvon Diggs, and then Netflix cuts to him, and he's got the widest grin at Trayvon, like, don't do that to me, kid. But, like, he's got a happy to be here mentality, and I love that.
So he said to us, we were talking about the Christmas Day game, and he talked about the fact that he was super excited to play on Christmas Day because family all over the country is going to get to watch him. Like, I know they played 8 standalone games this year, and he played in most of them. But for him, this was a huge deal. He's like, you grow up watching these games on the holidays, and now you get to take part in one. And I do think it means a little more for these guys. But you said something I think that's correct, and we probably should double down on.
Mm-hmm.
The expectations got out of whack, I think, out of camp. When he became named the starter, especially the way the early part of the season went, when they're 3-2, that Chargers game, he goes off for 100 yards and a couple touchdowns, and I think we all thought this was about to be a rocket ship.
Yeah.
Like, buckle up, let's get our seatbelts on, we're taking off to the moon. It has not been that way.
No.
But if I was to have told you the moment after they drafted him in the 7th round out of Arizona, where he basically played 1 year of Division I football, or if I was to tell you, even in camp, during all of the buzz that this guy is going to maybe have a chance to start, that he would have 162 carries to lead the way, that he would average about 5 yards per carry. He's at 4.9 right now.
That's a hell of a number.
He has 8 rushing touchdowns. That is the most by any rookie running back, I believe, in the league. Like, this is a gigantic win in the 7th round. We spend a lot of time talking about L's with Adam Peters and the draft department and the team over the last couple of years. This is not just a win. This is the Vikings taking Washington to the woodshed 31-0. Like, they drafted this guy basically when the draft was ending, and he's going to go for 800 yards and 9 touchdowns maybe as a rookie.
I love it.
Did we want a little more? Maybe. But this is a huge season, and you said it right. In a bad year, this has been one of the brightest spots for sure.
Yeah, and the thing that's awesome about it is he's the only running back under contract for next year. McNichols is a UFA. Rodriguez is a restricted free agent. I'm sure they'll tender him or something. But, I mean, I definitely think when it comes to this laundry list of offseason needs that you have, I've seen enough with Bill to where I wouldn't want to spend draft capital on another running back. I'm now in the market of, like, and this is something they specialized in, GP. Think about this. Your Olamide Zaccheaus type of signing. 28, hadn't really gotten an opportunity to come here and go off. Right. Jake Martin, 28, hadn't really gotten an opportunity to come here and go off. They've kind of specialized in that. I want to see that at running back coming up this offseason.
I do too. We're going to actually get into their RB plan a little bit later in the show. I think at 425, I want to talk with you about where that ranks on the list of needs and wants. The problem I have with addressing running back, because it would be awesome to go out and to get a star like the Ravens did. Look at Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry last year when things were going well and they were cooking. Look at what Saquon did a season ago for Jalen Hurts. Like when you have this dual threat dealing with the mesh point and pistol and read option and shotgun stuff, it can be a huge asset if you really invest big at running back. And before you have to pay Jaden Daniels might be a time to do that. It's just going to end up being filed under the want column for me, not need, because of how many other things they desperately have to upgrade. Like, it's nice to have that running back, but you need to get better on your defensive line. You need an edge rusher. You need speed at linebacker. You need help in the secondary. You need a tight end who can get down the field in the seam. You need a receiver opposite McLaurin if you don't bring Debo back, and we can talk about that. So, yeah, the running back thing I think is a longer conversation, but I wanted to just give Bill some flowers.
He deserves it for sure.
He has kept going, kept grinding, and that speed is scintillating. I'm not an anti-Chris Rodriguez guy. In fact, I'm a mark.
Right.
I really like him too. But, like, he is a very limited, low-ceiling player. He is a thumper who's going to get you 4.5 a carry. I think he's a better version of Brian Robinson, to me.
I agree. Better vision, too. Yep.
Yeah, like a similar player, though, right? Like, what the Niners did is smart. Let's bring in Brian Robinson because we got Christian McCaffrey as our guy.
Right.
But you're going to feel B-Rob. So when he gets the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth carry, like in those games where he gets 9 or 10 and we ran the ball 36 times or whatever, every one of those we're better for. And I think Chris Rodriguez is that guy. But I would love to get to a point, if it's those two, where Bill is what you major in and Rodriguez is what you minor in.
Yeah.
I was frustrated last week. Bill has the huge game 2 weeks ago.
Right.
He broke back out. Who was that against before the Eagles game?
The Giants.
There you go. So, and that was a matchup thing largely, right? But Bill played his butt off.
He did what he was
and
supposed
great.
to do.
Yeah, exactly. But he went out, he performed. So Rodriguez comes back, and I felt terrible for him being inactive because that was the terrible, worst run defense in the league.
Yeah.
Good matchup. But he misses that. So what do? They go right back to literally a 2-to-1 carry share for Rodriguez over Bill. And that was in a much tougher matchup against Philly, but then he's sick and can't play against the Cowboys where you were going to move the ball and run the ball on them.
Right.
So he's had some bad fortune here. But if it's 27 carries between the two of them against the Eagles, give Bill 18 and give Rodriguez 9. Like, that's where I'd like to get to.
Yeah. I think when it all has to do with, like you said, the home run capability, that explosiveness. Think about why we wanted a running back this offseason. Not because we just hated Brian Robinson. We wanted somebody that could get you, somewhere in a hurry, right? Someone that can bust plays open so you're not relying and dependent upon these 15, 16-play drives. You wanted somebody that can score quick for you. Bill is that. I do believe that. It's just, I don't know, Grant, and tell me how you feel when you watch him. He looks like a back that has not had an entire offseason in an NFL strength and conditioning program. Like, he can stand to get stronger. He can run with a little bit better pad level. The pass pro can get better. The fumbling, obviously, has got to improve. But I'll be willing to live with all of those deficiencies if you can go get me 72-yard touchdown runs. You know what I'm saying?
So here's my favorite critique of Bill that I've heard. I think it was Logan on Take Command, but I honestly don't remember. So if I'm using somebody else's line and I didn't give him credit, I apologize. But he said, whoever it was, we were talking about Bill, and they said, one of the real strengths in the NFL at that position is taking singles. And I talk about the home run being what he did, the 72-yarder. So in that parlance, right, like a double, you make a guy miss with a jump cut and you get 9, right? Or a triple is like the 22. A single is get the 3 that's blocked and fall forward for 4, and it's 2nd and 6. And the point with Bill is that at times he has not wanted to take the single. He has wanted to make the move to get the extra 5 or whatever, and it turns into like -1 or, sometimes it's instead of 3 or 4, you're getting 1. And the point is just take what's there, and it's death by paper cut. Like, you're gonna get your 2, your 3, your 3, your 4, your 2, your 3, 29.
Right.
And now it's 8 carries for 50 yards, and you got the average you want. But I don't think this is just a Bill point, although I think you could probably say he's done this some. I think a lot of young running backs are this way, especially, by the way, it's harder when now they're only giving you 7 or 8 carries.
Right. You're pressing.
Yeah, so you're like, okay, this is the third drive. I haven't seen the ball. I got to show them. They're doing this hot hand thing, and Rodriguez has already got 2 drives. So I got to show them. First carry, someone's in the backfield. Instead of just running into him and getting back to the line, I try to bounce left, and now I lose 1 or 2. And so I think there was some of that with him. But all of that, the physical part you're talking about, this mental, like what you accept and what you take, knowing when to kind of make the move or not to, I think that's just going to come with time. But he was excellent. And that 72-yard run was, it's funny, Clinton Portis was on the telecast with Netflix. I had shades of the 64-yarder against the Bucs, you know, where I'm just like, did you think he was, when he got in the clear at the second level, did you think he was going to get all the way to the end zone on that?
So, yes, because I saw him change gears. Like, when he got to the sideline, I was like, oh, he's got that in his bag. What did he end up GPS tracking at, Grant? It was something like 23 miles an hour?
It was one of the faster carries by a back this year. But I didn't think, see, he ran a 4.540. I'm not sitting here acting like that's slow, but like he's not a burner. The metrics that are really good for him are the first step stuff.
Yeah.
He's like the point guard that'll take you off the dribble like Gilbert used to do at 6'4". You know, he would blow past you. I don't think Gilbert was winning foot races against some of these dudes, but like he would take you off the bounce. He's got you on his back like plastered. Now he's drawing contact, right? Bill is sudden.
Yeah.
But that long speed,
I didn't know he had it.
That was, and you're right. The gear he hit, I'm like, oh, he's about to get 50, and then he like, no, he's gonna go.
And it looked kind of like a gallop when he was doing it. Like you saw his torso stretch, and he kind of
had like
going.
a gait. Yeah, it was funny.